Hello there. Brenda and I are checking in from Devil's Slide Trail up in the San Jacinto Mountains, April 25th, 2026, and we're ready to hit the trail and go on a nice little hike. It is a busy day up here. It's nice weather, so there's quite a few hikers up here. So the trail is a lot busier than I was hoping it would be, but we're up here nonetheless. Okay, there's too many people down below. Brenda's acting up, but it's April 25th, 2026, and Brenda and I are up in the San Jacinto Mountains, just outside Idlewild, California. We're on the Devil's Slide Trail, which goes from Humber Park, starting elevation 6,280 feet, and we're gonna hopefully climb up to Saddle Junction, which is just below 8,000 feet, and we may go beyond that, but we're at least going to go to Saddle Junction, which is a 2.5 mile hike one way. So that'll give us 5 miles round trip. And I'm already feeling the elevation. The starting elevation here is 6,280 feet. And if we make it to Saddle Junction, which is 2.5 miles from here, that'll take us up to about 8,000 feet. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm going to be having total hip replacement surgery on May 18th in about 3 weeks or so, thereabouts, a little over 3 weeks, and I wanted to do one last hike on my old hip. I used to come up here hiking all the time. I've hiked these mountains over the years numerous times, but I haven't really done it much lately. Brenda's leading the way, and we're gonna have a nice day, hopefully. This is the Devil's Slide Trail right out of Humber Park, just outside Idlewild, and it's a beautiful area. Heavily forested area. The trail's well marked. There's a nice big parking area down below, and the parking area is full. I mean, there is a ton of people up here today. But out of all the hikes up here in the San Jacinto Mountains, this is probably my favorite hike. It's a beautiful hike, and it offers great views. It's well marked, it's well maintained, and it's a great workout. Because like I said, in 2.5 miles, you go from about 6,280 feet to just under 8,000 feet, just a few feet below 8,000 feet. So it's about a 1,700 foot climb. And then if we go on to the peak, there's a fire lookout tower on top of Taquit's Peak. And depending on how my hip feels and if we have enough time and Brenda's doing okay, we may actually hike all the way up to the lookout tower. And the San Jacinto Mountains here are very rocky, as you can see. This mountain range is made up predominantly of granite rock. It's a very granitic range. There's a lot of tectonic activity out here. You have the San Andreas Fault nearby, and then there's also the San Jacinto Fault. There's I believe there's a Banning Fault. There's several earthquake faults out here that are sort of connected to the San Andreas Fault. So a lot of tectonic activity that's responsible for building these mountains. This is a popular location for mountain climbers. They like to come up here and climb Suicide Rock or Lily Rock, two separate rock outcroppings. So far, so good. Brenda's leading the way. She's doing pretty well. And there you have Taquit's Peak, Taquit's Rock, actually, otherwise known as Lily Rock. This is a very popular mountain climbing location. A lot of people that want to climb Half Dome in Yosemite, they come out here and they train on this rock. They climb this rock, and then it sort of prepares them, gets them ready to go climb the higher peaks and mountains up in Yosemite. Man, I pride myself on being in pretty good condition, but whoo, I'm starting to breathe a little heavily. The altitude is having a bit of an impact. Man, Brenda's a trooper. She's going right up this hill. She's pulling me. Okay, what you're looking at is Suicide Rock. They call that Suicide Rock. There's a nice trail that goes to the top of that rock, utilizing the Deer Springs Trail, which is another trail just outside Idlewild. You can hike the Deer Springs Trail and go to the top of Suicide Rock there, or you can proceed further east and hike all the way to the top of Mount San Jacinto. What I love about this trail too is so much of it is shaded. There's only a few parts that are really open and exposed to the sun. The majority of this trail is fairly heavily forested, which I like. I've probably hiked this trail probably at least, I don't know, I want to say 15 times probably, maybe more. I've always been an outdoor nut. Love the outdoors, hiking. I used to just come up here by myself and hike all over these mountains. I've been on this trail when there's been like a foot of snow on the trail. All right, we made it to the first switchback. First switchback up the mountainside. So we're climbing on up. Any rattlesnakes around here? I have nothing personal against rattlesnakes. I think they're beautiful. I've only encountered a few on the trail. I'm always worried about it though. I just don't want to get bit, obviously. My previous dog, I could just let her off leash up here, even though you're not supposed to. She was so well behaved. She was very unaggressive towards dogs and people, so I could just let her have free reign basically, but not Brenda. My hip is holding up pretty well. The only problem is I have a hard time stepping up with my right leg. If I have to go up an embankment or step over a rock, it's kind of hard to raise my right leg because it's so stiff. But other than that, it's holding up. I love being in the oak forest. Nice black oak and different types of oak. Cedar trees up here. It's nice. Oh man, I know I'm alive, man. That heart is thumping. I'm in pretty good shape though. I don't feel that out of shape. It's just not being used to the altitude. What do you see, girl? What do you see? Lead the way. Lead the way. Lead the way. Oh, the smell of the forest is overwhelming. It smells so lovely out here. The smell of pine and pine sap. We just passed a nice group of hikers that offered us some extra water. They asked if we had enough water. We have enough water, but it was nice of them to ask. Some real nice people up here. And there's normally no bears up here. They generally don't have any black bears up here. They have black bears in the San Gabriel and San Bernardino mountains, but they never introduced the black bear back up into this area way back in the early 1900s. Obviously, there used to be grizzly bears up here going way, way back, but then they were eventually exterminated. But once in a while, you'll get a black bear that wanders over from the San Bernardino mountains, crosses the San Gorgonio Pass, and will venture up into these mountains, but it's very rare. Ah, we found some more water. Nice flowing little mini creek here. Beautiful. It's nice and cold in this little nook and cranny too. I think this is about as close to we're gonna get to seeing a waterfall. Ooh, it's getting a little nippy up here. I took my jacket off down below because I was overheating, but now there's a little nippiness to the air and it's downright chilly up here, but it feels good nonetheless. We're almost there. We're not too far from Saddle Junction. A couple more curves, and here's a nice vantage point. That's Suicide Rock right in front of you, Suicide Rock, and then that's looking out towards the San Jacinto Hemet Valley. You can see there's a storm lingering in the area, so we may end up getting some rain today, but it's nice nonetheless. And that rock, Suicide Rock, is a little over 7,500 feet. So we're actually a little bit above that. So we're getting close to the 8,000 foot Round Valley area. I mean, Saddle Junction, I should say. And then I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. You can see some of the buildings down there in Idlewild. Little town, nice little mountain town of Idlewild, which sits at about 5,300 feet. So here we are on the western slopes of Mount San Jacinto in the San Jacinto Mountains. What do you see? They do have mountain lions up in these mountains, and if you're going to see one, more than likely you'd probably see them in one of these locations, somewhere near a rocky ledge or one of these rocky embankments. I've never seen one personally, but they are up here. Okay, we're coming into the plateau area of Saddle Junction. This is the little saddle on top of the mountains, on top of the little mountain here, where the trails converge. The Pacific Crest Trail comes right through here. For those of you who know about the Pacific Crest Trail, there's different trails that can take you in different areas. You can hike to the top of Mount San Jacinto from here. This is Saddle Junction. It's just about 8,000 feet elevation. And again, it's 2.5 miles from the parking area down below from Humber Park. But this is a really nice area. It's a nice plateau area up here on the hill. A lot of people come here to have picnics. You know, we just climbed 1,700 feet from the parking area. So it's a nice little workout, 1,700 feet over 2.5 miles. And this is what Saddle Junction looks like. Heavily forested plateau area up on one of the slopes of Mount San Jacinto. Okay, this is the little junction area where the different trails branch off. If you want to go to the Taquit's Peak, the fire lookout tower, you'd go in that direction. And if you wanted to go up to Mount San Jacinto or go up to Round Valley, you'd go in that direction. And there's the sign going back to Humber Park where we began. Dog works hard, she's got to eat. All right. I think this is it. We're going to end this video right here at Saddle Junction. Thank you for tagging along on our little journey. And we're going to sign off. Until next time.